This show is a proud member of the Blue Collar Roots Network and is created for professionals and people who know what they're doing already. The opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the network or the sponsors. Do everything according to government regulations, OSHA safety practices, and manufacturer listing and labeling instructions. Not just because someone said so on a podcast. Now, on with the show.
You're listening to the Tool Pros Podcast.
If you wanted to listen to the Tool Amateurs podcast, you might want to keep looking. These are the Tool Pros, Brent Ridley and Billy Noth.
Hello and welcome to the Tool Pros Podcast. This is your host, Brent Ridley, sitting virtually next to Billy Noth. How you doing, Billy?
I'm doing good, Brent. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Billy. Doing fantastic, my man. It's starting to get into early February and been busy at work and everything's been great. I wanted to give a shout out to our new sponsor who's just come aboard with us, KC Tool. So go check them out at kctoolco.com. That's KCTOOLCO.com. Check them out. They're help making this podcast possible. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we needed to do. So go give them some love. And also, you can use the promo code TOOLPROS and get 10% off your total purchase. So guys, check them out. We appreciate it. And on with the show. Today, we wanted to talk about heated gear, specifically the Milwaukee heated gear. We got a wonderful guest on today. It's Grayson Rohs from TTI. Grayson, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you all doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. And thank you for coming on, Grayson. Can you start off by just giving us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff?
I'm a field sales rep for TTI, the parent company that outright owns the Milwaukee and the Ryobi brands. And so my job is that I am a traveling sales rep that manages accounts of Home Depot's because Home Depot is the biggest customer for TTI as a company. So my job is to maintain the set integrity and the merchandising of all of the Milwaukee, Ryobi, and then battery-powered rigid gear in the Home Depot. So I travel different Home Depots on a daily basis. I've got a bright red Milwaukee truck that some people have been seeing driving around the roads. And I get to learn about all these different products. I get to talk to people in the stores, outside the stores like this, and basically just learn more and more about the tool industry on a daily basis.
Very cool.
Very cool. Now, I'm kind of a nerd. Like, if I go by the Home Depot and I see, like, the Milwaukee trucks out there, or maybe the DeWalt truck might be out there or something, I intentionally will turn in to try to go find that guy and talk to him while I'm in there. I'm sure you get bombarded by a bunch of guys when you're in the stores. Does that happen to you?
Absolutely. I've got regulars that come in the store. I've got new guys that see the truck and they walk in looking for me. And sometimes I'm undercover wearing different brands. Some days I'll be wearing bright red Milwaukee. So people will definitely be coming in. It's harder to find a DeWalt or Makita truck, but there are a lot of Milwaukee trucks out there. So it's easy to spot those guys. So we get a lot of regulars and a lot of people popping in just to say, hey.
I wanted to bring you on and talk to you about the heated gear because we're in February. We're right in the middle of the winter. And the heated gear is something that has interested me and something that I really wanted to get into and talk about and how it could benefit guys on a daily basis. Can you give us a little overview of what you got for the heated gear and what options you have for that?
Heated gear, first off, is some of the hardest Milwaukee product just to find in the Home Depot or anywhere else. I even know guys that work in the industrial channel that call on MSC, Grainger Fastenals, and they have the hardest time finding this stuff because people buy them up right when they hit the shelves. So this line of products that Milwaukee's added to the M12 line has honestly changed the game for how amazing the M12 line is for Milwaukee. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Milwaukee's been taking such a big leap into the hands of the consumers, that they're just using Milwaukee's 12 volt and 18 volt stuff all around. And so the convenience of the Milwaukee heated jackets specifically compared to other versions is the fact that the M12 line occupies a majority of 12 volt users in the industry. So as a result, there are a lot of 12 volt batteries flying around, and the 12 volt batteries are smaller than your phone. They fit really comfortably in the jacket, whereas other jackets use standard 18 volt batteries, which are just a little too big and bulky in my opinion when I've tried them on. So it's great the fact that usually a user has 1 or 2 batteries laying around to where they can put the jacket on a higher setting, and they fortunately got something else to grab in case they run out of a battery because they're running it on like high for 3 hours or so.
You mentioned it uses a 12-volt battery. Now, where and how does the battery fit into the jacket? Like, does it fit into a side pocket, a back pocket? How does that work?
So in the back left pocket of the jacket, there's a little M12 logo, and there is an AC cord that runs out. And so the greatest thing about the Milwaukee jacket is the fact that you can actually get an adapter for the standard 12-volt usage, or you can actually put an 18-volt battery on there if you wanted to. So in case you had the adapter for the AC to 18-volt battery, you can use that as well. But it's a simple plug the AC into a little slide that then fits the 12-volt battery, and there's a pocket specifically that fits right in the back of the jacket to where it fits nice and snug, super comfortable. You don't even notice it after the first 2 minutes after you put it on.
Very cool. Now I can only imagine what kind of battery life you would get out of like a 9.0 battery.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. You'd be warm all day long.
Problem with the 9.0 is that thing would weigh you down, though.
I know, right?
Exactly. And so that's a good thing about the Milwaukee ones, that their 12-volt batteries are really incredible how long they'll last. And you don't have to worry about carrying around a massive 18-volt battery that's going to completely fill up that back pocket instead of just slipping into a little pocket and being more convenient.
Do you know like an average runtime on a M12 2.0 or 4.0 battery?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I've only used the Slim Pack batteries because the Milwaukee 12-volt has the regular Slim Pack 2.0s, and then they have what I call the boot, which is the extended capacity, which starts at 3.0 and then goes all the way up to 6 amps. So I've only used a 2 amp hour battery, and on the 2 amp hour battery, there's 3 different settings on the jacket. And including the hand warmers for your pockets, you get 8 hours of heat on low, about 6 hours on medium, and about 3 to 4 on high. And so if you're running it on high, I mean, you're feeling that coursing through the jacket. It is very, very noticeable. Medium's a great setting if you're going in and out of the cold, and then low is just great, just being in a general cold environment. It just keeps you nice and toasty.
Very cool.
You mentioned hand warmers. Now that sounds pretty cool. So is that like extra warmth inside the pockets, so you put your hands in the pockets and those warm up also?
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest key features of the Milwaukee jacket specifically. No other heated jacket has pockets or has warmers in the pockets. And so you can choose to have them on or off if you're putting your hands in there or not, if you're wearing gloves or not. But there's extra coils in the actual pocket sleeves. You're not just pushing up against the coils kind of near the stomach region. There's actually extra coils in the pockets that you can change the heat. So what you can do is you can leave the jacket on low, throw the pockets on high, and keep your hands warmer if you choose to. So you have a lot of customization with it, which is great.
Yeah, that's very cool. Now,
Wow.
there's several different designs, I guess you would say. I saw there's like a full jacket type, and then there's a hoodie type. Can you tell me about the different types of jackets that there are?
So I personally own the soft shell outerwear jacket, and that one is great for all conditions, whether it's raining, sleeting, snowing. It's completely waterproof. And if you take the battery pack out of the jacket, it's also good for the washer and dryer. So I've got that. That is great for when you throw it on top of a few layers. It keeps the cold out and really does do a good job of keeping the warm inside the jacket. So I'll usually throw on 2 thinner layers, and then in the morning throw on the soft shell outer jacket and be good to go. Now, I've seen a lot of people wearing the hoodie because I live and work in the South, and so it doesn't get nearly as cold as it does up north. So a lot of people will be wearing the hoodies. And the hoodie is just as effective as the outer shell, because if you have one layer, throw the hoodie on, and then maybe throw like a down jacket or some kind of thicker material on an outer layer, you'll be able to keep more heat in because you have that heated element going straight to that one layer you have. And then the down is then keeping you kind of microwaved on the inside. So both are extremely effective, extremely useful, and they're convenient in all sorts of situations.
I heard, I don't know if this is true, that the issue with the hoodie is that it doesn't have the hand warmers in it. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, the hoodie just has a regular pocket, and so you don't get the hand warmers. And that's honestly why I went with the thicker outer shell, because having the hand warmers is a huge difference maker, especially on those really cold days when you're driving You just started your car up, getting to throw your one hand in there is always really convenient. So the hoodie is great because it does provide you an extra layer of insulation by being able to throw something on outside of it, but you are missing the hand warmers like every other heated jacket is.
Got you. So the Milwaukee outer shell, as you're calling it, jacket, that's the only heated jacket on the market that has the hand warmers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, from the consumer reports I've seen and the other brands I've seen, at least on the Home Depot website, I haven't noticed any others having a hand warmer, but I could be missing a few other, because there's other brands of heated jackets that aren't power tool brands specifically that use a proprietary battery, and those probably have heated elements in the pockets as well. But in terms of power tool brands that have heated jackets, I think Milwaukee's the only one with the hands.
That's very cool. Now, you mentioned washer and dryer safe. So you're telling me that I can wash them. My old lady's not going to have to pull out the old washboard and tub, and she's not going to have to hand wash these things. I can put them in the wash machine.
Yep, absolutely. Both are washer and dryer safe. As long as you pull the adapter that the AC runs into the adapter and the battery fits in the adapter, take the battery out, take the adapter out, zip it up, throw it in the wash machine, dry it up, nice and easy. I've got a customer that he just bought one of the heated jackets, and he said he had already used it and thrown it in the washing machine and cleaned it, and he said it was good to go.
What kind of life do you think you could see out of one of these heated jackets? You think like a couple seasons or like 10 seasons, or like what's our average life on this thing?
Working with heavy duty users and contractors working day in and day out, they run through tools very quickly. One of the things I hear about most is my tools broke down, this and that. One of the most consistent things I've noticed about Milwaukee products is the longevity of the heated jackets. Across all Milwaukee's products, the longevity is great, but the heated jackets honestly have been one of the most surprisingly durable and long-lasting products that people have been able to get into. I've had people come in, and they're not even tradesmen. They just happen to notice a heated jacket on the shelf, and they bought it, and they've been wearing it for 4, 5, 6 years since they first really initiated these jackets a while ago. So the longevity on these are great. Comes with a 5-year warranty with all Milwaukee products consistently, and the consistency of those has really been impressive since I got into the industry.
Very cool. Now, Grayson, you work in the area near where I do, because I'm up in the Atlanta area here, up in North Atlanta, the Cumming area. And I'll tell you, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I go into Home Depots around here, and there's no heated gear whatsoever. I've never seen a single piece of heated gear in any of my Home Depots. Is it because of the climate we live in, because we don't get that cold here? Or is it just every manager's discretion at their local Home Depot, whether they restock it or not?
So like I was saying back at the beginning, it's so hard to find these things. Me getting one, I had to track them on Home Depot's website, had to make sure I really knew what I was getting myself into because they're so hard to come by. So I was working with a bunch of different reps at a meeting, and they all had their heated jackets on. And I kind of realized that jackets aren't sold really below like the Mason-Dixon line. I've heard of a few being sold in Home Depots in like Northern Virginia, but other than that, they're up in the Boston area, the New York area. So a few years ago, I think that they carried the jackets inside the perimeter Home Depots, kind of the more big box, more high volume stores. But you're right, they do not carry them down here, and it is tough to find them. It really is.
That's up here in New York. A lot of the Home Depots have them. Now, whether or not they have your size is another story. But even a lot of the HVAC supply houses that I frequent, like my local Johnstone, they have the Milwaukee heated gear. They've got a few of the jackets. I guess they had, the last time I was in, they had the camo jacket, they had the soft shell jacket, and the hoodies. And I think the first thing to go off the shelf is usually the hoodie, just for the simple fact that of what you were saying before. Guys tend to wear whatever jackets that they typically wear and just wear the hoodie underneath and keep that core temperature up. And the other just keeps it all in. So they seem to go pretty fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, they fly off the shelves. They're so hard to keep up with. It's been tough to really keep track of these and make sure that we are being able to sell off them on different websites and different platforms. But yeah, up north, a lot more consistent to find them. Down south, mostly online orders, but you will still see people wearing them around.
Do you know personally if there's anything in the works to expand the heated line to some different style jackets or to some heated pants or something else like that? I would love to see some heated pants. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything in the works specifically from the guys up top in Milwaukee. The one jacket that I still have never seen in person is the 3-in-1 heated jacket. It's got 3 different layers. It's on the Milwaukee M12 Heated Gear Milwaukee website. And it's got all these different features. It's got a full outer shell and then a soft shell on the inside, and all the elements are heated by the same battery. So that is one of the more advanced ones that they released recently, but they've got the different colored ones. They got the high visibility. They've got camouflage. They've got the Milwaukee red. But other than that, that is all that I've heard on my end.
Well, you know what? I'm looking at Milwaukee's website right now, and it looks like they have a hand warmer only setup here. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. That's news to me.
Yeah, I just looked at it. It's a 2322-20, and it's an M12 heated hand warmer only, and it got like a little belt clip, so it looks like you would kind of wrap it around your waist, kind of like an old school fanny pack type thing, and kind of put your hands in it like a quarterback would do during the game. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. A little sleeve right there. That's probably going to be extremely useful to certain people.
Absolutely, man. You got to keep your hands warm. You have to. You can't tell you how many times I've been working outside and your hands just get so cold. It gets to the point where it's hard to grip things and it's hard to use your hands working outside.
Absolutely. I mean, we were up in Asheville, North Carolina a few weekends ago, and the high was about 18 degrees. And just having this as my outer shell, being able to throw your hands in there and warm them up, just because from the South, we don't really wear a ton of gloves. So it is a huge help, and it's an extremely convenient thing to have, just to be able to pop those hand warmers on and not worry about having enough battery life, because the battery really just does last so long, surprisingly long.
Very cool. I'll ask you maybe a Ryobi question. Is that Ryobi, are they going to get into the heated gear, or is there any inclination that they're going to go that way, or you don't know anything about that?
Yeah, with Ryobi recently, they've been really advancing their line, moving into the brushless category. They've released a whole line of new brushless tools that are all exclusive again to Home Depot. There's some great reviews online about them. Other than that, I've never heard of them entering into the heated gear platform. I think the reason why Milwaukee has pretty much the exclusive innovation for the heated gear is because of how prevalent the 12-volt line is and how useful it is in something like a heated jacket. Whereas, like I said, how popular the Milwaukee M12 line is, it's extremely useful to be able to just take all those batteries you've already got, throw them into a jacket. There's only one tool that Ryobi sells in the Home Depot that functions off a 12-volt battery. Everything else would be the full-sized 18-volt, which just might not just be as user-friendly as the 12-volt slim pack would be.
You said one tool, only one tool that Home Depot sells. Ryobi that works on the 12-volt platform. What is that tool? I'm curious.
It's just a little 12-volt drill. It's a lower price point drill just for somebody who's looking to get something really quick, because Ryobi's had the same battery since they released battery-powered tools back in the late 90s. So those original nickel cadmium batteries that they released in those tools still will work on the tools that Ryobi releases today. So you could take your nickel cadmium battery from your brush drill back in 99 and throw it on, if it still works, to your tool that you got off the shelf today.
It'll last about 10 minutes.
It will. It will die immediately. It'll absolutely be gone.
Pretty cool stuff. It's exciting to think about where we could go with the heated gear and how far Milwaukee could take it, because you're right, Milwaukee has such a dominance over the 12-volt platform. They really do. Well, because they were innovative and they really committed to that 12-volt platform, and they came out with a lot of tools on that platform, while others, seems like other brands kind of looked at that 12-volt platform as kind of the stepchild. They had a 12-volt platform, but they didn't produce a whole lot of tools for it. Milwaukee accepted that challenge and definitely put it out, and contractors have definitely gone to it and they used the full out of it.
And the greatest thing about the 12-volt platform is that it's so trade focused that HVAC, plumbers, electricians, they don't need 18-volt tools most of the time. And so being able to have a comprehensive, wide-ranging line of tools that are trade focused and made for the end user specifically is one of the most useful things to these guys that are working in compact, tight spaces where they need things that are going to be powerful, yet small enough to fit in the tight spaces that they're working in. So it's been an incredible market to enter into, and people really do get very excited about these tools when they use them for the first time, because getting over the skepticism of going from an 18-volt standard line to a 12-volt compact line, people are very, very skeptical of making that transition. But once they try it out for the first time and they use Milwaukee's fuel on their 12-volt platform, it really does change the game. And so just using those in all different sorts of ways, it's amazing how versatile the 12-volt battery line is, whether it's a heated jacket, whether it's a mounted light, whether it's a Bluetooth radio. I mean, you name it, there's something on a 12-volt line for you.
I absolutely agree. I just recently picked up the Generation 2 M12 fuel impact and drill combo. It just came out. I just found it in the local Home Depot up here near me. I saw it was on the inventory on the website. Went to the store and the guy couldn't even find it. So it took like 20 minutes for him to find it on the shelf and all this stuff. So he found it. I love it. I believe that M12 fuel has more power than the M18 standard drill that I have. I really think that's the case.
Yeah, it's really amazing when you compare specs between M12 fuel drills and impacts to any other standard brushed 18-volt tools just because of how powerful those motors are. And it really is amazing how compact, especially the second generation M12 Gen 2 fuel drill and impact. It's really remarkable how powerful those things are for how small they actually are.
I had it for 2 weeks. I do HVAC service. I used it daily, and I just had to recharge the first battery yesterday after 2 weeks of ownership. And that's fantastic.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. I mean, the only time I ever recharge batteries is only when I'm using the heated jacket because those things just, they suck them dry. I mean, they're gone. So it really is remarkable how long those batteries last, especially the 4 amp hour that you get on the hammer drill. That thing will last you more than you can imagine.
I think that covers all the questions and stuff I had about the heated gear. Billy, you got any questions, bud?
The only question that I was thinking about as far as the heated gear was concerned, now I know the hoodie actually obviously has a hood on it, but the 3-in-1 jacket also, that's got a hood on it for that second layer of gear. Are the hoods heated also, or is it just the core for the chest, your stomach, and back?
I'm not entirely sure that the hood is heated as well. The way that the heating elements work is that you have a heating element in the chest, and then more of like the torso region, and then another element on the top of the back, and then obviously in the pockets. I think that is similar across all of the Milwaukee jackets that have heating elements, minus the hoodie that only has just the core heating element. So I don't believe that the hoodie has any kind of heating in it, and you can check and see exactly the specs online by that 3-in-1. I've yet to see a user actually wear the 3-in-1, but I mean, it'd need to get below 20 for 2 weeks for us to really need that guy. So,
right.
Yeah, down here we wouldn't need it, but that's definitely like the 3-in-1. That's right up your alley there, Billy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not really a coat wearing person, and I kill one of the guys that works with me because it was snowing out the other day and I was basically just in a long sleeve t-shirt working on a roof. I'm really not one for jackets, but that's why the hoodie to me was a great option until I found out that they don't have the hand warmers. And now I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I need the jacket.
I know, it's such a bummer. Like the hoodie was like, I was ready to buy it. And then I found out it didn't have the hand warmers. And I'm like, oh man. So I've delayed my purchase and now I'm trying to rethink everything. And this is helping my purchase. And hopefully it's helping other guys who are listening figure out what they want and if they want to purchase it.
yeah, absolutely.
Now, Grayson, what I think they should kind of step up and do is a set of heated gloves that just kind of plugs into one of the sleeves, just to continue that power element into something that's actually warming your hands while they're out of the pockets, which I think would be pretty awesome.
And see, the best part about Milwaukee is what I've learned about their marketing and their research team is that they are doing a lot of hands-on interaction with their end users to understand what do they like about our stuff, what do they not like about our stuff, because being so trade focused, not having an ear to the consumer and what these end users are saying about the products is just negligent. And so Milwaukee's done a really great job about bringing prototypes, bringing ideas to guys just like you all that are using these products day in and day out and understanding what can we improve on, what are these guys asking for, how can we make things that will make your guys' job easier. And so it's great to watch that play out as somebody who works for the company and being able to see how many things that have come out just by end users and the voice that they have about the products.
Absolutely. Milwaukee is one of those rare companies that do listen to the end user. And I can tell you firsthand via Instagram, Facebook, I've interacted with them personally, and I know Billy has. So I know that they are out there listening. And for you guys who are listening to the podcast, if you got any questions from Milwaukee, reach out to them, talk to them. They have some of the best customer service out there. And while we're on customer service, do you know the warranty on the heated gear, the heated jackets?
To my knowledge, I believe that the warranty on it is 5 years, the way that all Milwaukee products come. If you find something different, let me know. But usually Milwaukee across the board is a 5-year warranty they've got service centers in 13 different cities, including Atlanta, including New York. And if you're not near one of those service facilities, There's always free shipping to our returns warehouse in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and a guaranteed 5-day turnaround on any tool that is still within warranty that qualifies for a return or replacement. So they've got a great warranty on all their products, and it's very easy to get these tools that people are using day in and day out fixed up or replaced with what they need.
That's a fantastic warranty. And I have things happen, and I had to use their warranty service, and it was fantastic. They got back to me, like you said, it was within the week. I had the new tool, and it was immaculate, easy process.
Yeah, it's always great hearing the success stories from that, because that's a lot of the reason why people switch battery platforms is because their tools break and they didn't get their warranty returned or any kind of word on what happened to their tool. So it's great when you do hear success stories of tools getting returned to the end user and being able to get right back at it.
That's it.
Now, I was just looking and found in the specs on the soft shell jacket and on the hoodie, both say heated gear warranty is 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
1 year.
News to me, but fortunately, like I've said, I've heard of people using these things for years on end. And so it's one of the most consistent things that I've seen that end users have. And so fortunately, that warranty seems like people are getting a lot more than what they're expecting out of it.
Yes, definitely.
Very cool. Now, guys, we appreciate Grayson coming on with us. It's been a fantastic time here. We've had a great discussion over heated gear. I hope we've informed some people out there. Thank you guys for listening to the end. Thank you so very much. If you like what we're doing, go on iTunes, give us a review. If you go on Stitcher, give us a review. Good, bad, or indifferent. Let us know how we're doing. That gives us feedback to let us know what we need to do for you guys. We thank you very much for listening this far. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Tool Pros Podcast. The best way to listen to this podcast is by using your smartphone or other web-connected device, and subscribing using the podcast app on Apple devices or the Stitcher app, or Google Store for Android devices. You can find all of the shows on the Blue Collar Roots Network by going to bluecollarroots.com. From all of us at Blue Collar Roots, thank you for listening.